Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, thank you for letting me present here. I'm very happy to meet you. I have a slightly more loaded presentation than Huex Labs, but I hope I can speak faster than the slides. Okay, we like to introduce ourselves by pointing to the fact that the digital ID infrastructure is the backbone of any digital business model around the world, but the system by where you identify yourself has significant flaws. There are no privacy, there's no user control, there's lack of security and lack of interoperability. And now many businesses face exploding cybercrime challenges regarding identities. So we believe that there will be a significant paradigm shift to a different architecture for digital infrastructure for identity, which we will be in line with the digital decentralization in the finance sector, but here it will be for the digital IDs. And we have prepared a platform very much inspired by what is happening within the European Union and accomplished by our team in Berlin to create an interoperable, very secure, easy to use, decentralized digital ID infrastructure technology that we sell as a service to businesses and governments. And this infrastructure will have the same architecture as the European Union wants for all the European citizens. We are six main highlights here for you. We are a Norwegian company, but we have offices in Oslo, of course. We have a fantastic technology team in Berlin, and we have offices in Manila where we have our first contracts. So what we offer is, we think, is a really disruptive technology where you combine blockchain and the so-called self-sovereign identity technology, which is SSI, which create a really powerful, different, disruptive offering. By this technology, we really solve most of the problems of today's digital identity solutions. And coming back to the details, we expect exponential growth for this market, starting slowly now, but most independent expect a significant growth. We have already traction. We have customer fees paying, pilot customer paying for part development of the platform. And we have a contract with the most popular city in the Philippines, a 15-year contract to develop and operate the citizen and health ID. We think we have a smart go-to-market strategy, which is different than many other companies that position themselves in the industry. And all in all, this ends up in a very attractive long-term sustainable model where we have long-term contracts with very high cash margins. Who are we? Here's more the detail, but basically we have a Scandinavian, very entrepreneurship people with financial skills and people who are working, the CEO and the team here has been working with IT security, encryption, and IT service operations. We have a team in Berlin who has been following what's happening in Europe with identity, blockchain, digital infrastructure, and payments, who are doing the R&D and proposing the product developments. And we have a very skilled sales team in the Philippines for the moment with very good political contacts. So here's the team. Each of the directors have 20 to 30 years experience within their own fields. I think we are a fantastic combination of different skills. What is the problem we solve? You may be aware of the exploding cybercrime and crime now. A lot of password emails are stolen. You have identity theft, you have financial fraud, you have data breaches all over the place. You have even the largest company, Yahoo, and others who have been stolen identities of their customers. No, it's really a big problem. We have data protection law that are insufficient. We have weekly protected digital ID, so leading to many customers, citizens, and members of organization to distrust digital IDs. We believe that this has been proven by the decision of the European Union on the 3rd of June to really say that the vision is that all Europeans should have their own digital ID, which they can carry like their own passport. They should have full control of their own data. And this is a vision they have decided really to implement in a press release on the 3rd of June. So the European Union is, like for the GDPR, is setting the standards in the world. This means the SSI technology, we think, will emerge as the leading element in the decentralized digital ID, and this is what we offer. There's no time to go into detail, but there are basically 9 principles of this SSI technology where the user controls their own data. The major ID is that with blockchain and with encryption keys on the telephone of each person, you have a much higher security level. With a digital ID is interoperable, that can be used for any application, for any business practice, and you can take it with you with different companies. So it's really scalable and much more easy to use. What is the market? Because market size is mentioned is important. It's very difficult to really comprehend precisely what the market is. We have collected 2 different independent reports and our own IDs, but there are many companies who have positioned themselves in the SSI software, the lower bar there, and A to Z report estimates a market of $2.5 billion in 5 years' time. But you can add on, if you go beyond the software, if you go to the identity access management, the market is probably significantly larger. You have the ID infrastructure, and all in all, we are in the right end of the bar there, where which is more or less the identity as a service, where you provide a full infrastructure of an ID service, and this is in line with what the ReportLink report says. It's a market of $22 billion in 5 years' times. I don't have the time to go into the detail on the technology, but here's a very easy design of it. It's a platform technology, software platform with middleware, who is based on a cloud-based service, and which interact with an application which is on the phone, everyone. And it's most of the key encryption keys are on the phone. So the person can really protect and identify his own data. The most illustrative example of the product is a health ID, where you have vaccine certificate, and where you have prescription payments. You can identify yourself on all the different doctors and hospitals, and you can decide which kind of data you share with your doctor and in the hospitals. We have a first traction in the Philippines, and here you see a map of the capital region. We have a contract with the biggest city and are in negotiations with the 2 other cities here. Altogether, this will provide significant growth for the next couple of years. We think in general, this kind of architecture and digital infrastructure can be sold to any segments here. We have identified the main segments. It could be the basis of payment and transaction, legal processes, government schemes, as we have in the Philippines, national IDs, health services, voting, and an industrial application like goods tracking. All in all, we have a business model where we combine recurring revenues from subscription, verification.
Erik, if you don't mind, we have the short of time, right?
I'm end up now. Yeah, I have 1 minute, 30 seconds. So this is a very attractive model with very recurring revenues. We are paid for each verification of identities. So all in all, it's very attractive model, growth potential. We have, I didn't talk about it, a particular strategy to position ourselves, and we are riding the wave with blockchain and decentralized finance. So I'm happy to take questions and take up follow-up if you're interested. We are looking for 3 million euros in capital to finalize the platform and deliver on the contract. Thanks.
Thank you, Erik. Guys, we all know that for this century, cyber security is the biggest threat. And thank you, Erik, and your team for working on that direction and fixing the issues. I appreciate your presentation and